Alright everybody, this is Chef Sanji629. How's it going? Today I want to do a quick video on what I think would happen if DC's Lantern Corps came to the Marvel Universe. So I'm not going to make this video too long. You're more than welcome to argue any of my points. I got a couple points for some Lantern Corps. Some of them are self-explanatory. So I'll get into a little bit of background on why I think certain people will get picked. And other than that, like, if it's something simple, I don't think I need to explain much. I'll just say a little bit, but let's get it. So the first person I think will be chosen. Oh, and by the way, I'm just gonna have some background, just so there's something here. I'm not really gonna be having any gameplay. It's just I might highlight anybody that I think might get chosen here, if if they're on here. If not, then this is just a little visual help. If not, I'm just gonna keep talking. Alright, so first we got my boy Captain America. Now Captain America's a little weird for me because I think he has a possibility of two options. So I think green is a great pick for him, and I think blue is a great pick for him. So the Green Lanterns, for those who don't know, is your will. The stronger your will for whatever it is, the will to fight, will to anything, you have a chance to be picked. And blue is for hope. If you inspire great hope in people and you have a lot of hope, you can get chosen. So how I think what would happen is maybe Captain America will be with the Avengers and they're fighting, let's say, Galactus, and they're losing. And he's the last man standing, and he gives his like speech, and I'm just a kid from Brooklyn and I'll never stop fighting. And boom, the Green Lantern rings appear. It says a little mantra: you have great will. I'm not going to get into the whole thing because quite frankly I don't remember it. I think the green ring will show up. Also, I think at the same time the blue ring will show up and say you have the capacity to probably said opacity wrong, capacity to inspire great hope. And I think at this point he'll have to make a choice. I think it'd be cool that if both of them show up, because he has, for me, he's a shoo-in for either one. So I can argue either or. So this is how I have it going. If he takes the green ring, which is my pick, I think he'll take green. I think Captain America will take green from my story because I have a blue pick that I like a little bit more, even though I can see why he would take blue. But if he takes the green ring, the blue ring will slide right over to the X-Men, and they'll be in the middle of a fight. They're getting massacred by Sentinels. Well, not them. Maybe just like let's say the Morlocks. The Morlocks are getting massacred by Sentinels, and they're there to rescue them. They take the Sentinels down, and then at the end of it, they're ready to fight. The Morlocks are like, we're tired of what the humans are doing, and the X-Men are trying to calm them down, and they can't. Then Professor X gets on Cerebro, and he just talks to every mutant in the world and calms them down, lets them know there will be peace with the humans. We will handle this, and he just inspires the hope that there can be peace. And then the blue ring would come to Professor X. That is my choice for blue or Captain America. But this is if Captain America does not take blue and takes green. Also, if Captain America decides to take blue, then I have the same outcome with Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man will be the second choice or the first choice if if Captain America decides to take blue. So I think Spider-Man was doing his normal thing. He's fighting the Sinister Six and losing. His mask is half ripped off. Aunt May's there about to get killed because Green Goblin wants to do it for fun, and he just musters up the strength to save her even though he can barely move. And Goblin's like, oh, how did you get up? I can't believe you can even move. And then boom, the green ring comes down, and Spider-Man's like, I don't know what this is, but I'm taking it, and then demolishes the Sinister Six. So those are my choices for green and blue. So I think green and blue is going to show up to Cap for both, and then he's going to make a choice. In my story, I'm going to go green, and then Professor X gets blue. You're more than welcome to fight that in the comments if you want. I understand a lot of people are going to think Captain America should get blue. I'm also one of them. I just think he's going to get both, and I think green's a good fit for him. Alright, the second one I'm going to make a little interesting. I'm also going to say who I think it is, but I'm going to go for the people who are known for rage in in Marvel. And the first choice, obviously, the Hulk. The Hulk is, the angrier he gets, the more powerful he gets. He's known for being a rage machine. So I think he's a shoo-in for the Red Lantern ring, because the Red Lantern ring is rage. We know it comes, if you're filled with great rage, you can get it. There's nobody ragier than the Hulk. I think the second choice is Wolverine. Now, I'm not going to make too many obvious choices. I'm going to change it up. There's some people that's a shoo-in for stuff, at least in my opinion. But I don't want to pick people like Thanos who can fit like 3 or 4. There's other people who can fit like 3 or 4 rings. But I'm trying not to pick like the Thanoses and the simple options or the easy options. So for the Red Lantern ring, I think that, let's say it's the first time where Wolverine shows up in the comics, and he's hunting the Hawk down, and they're in the forest and they're fighting, and Hawk's destroying them. And Wolverine kind of backs up for a bit to get to heal up a bit. By the way, I do not like Wolverine, so I'm not a Wolverine fan at all. He just thinks he fits my story, so he's gonna lose in this fight in my book. So he's getting destroyed. He goes to hide a bit to heal up. His arm's out of place, and he starts healing, and then he gets super pissed. Like, I'm the Wolverine. Who am I hiding? Why am I hiding from anybody? He jumps out. His arm's still half hanging. He's not fully healed, and he just starts stabbing the Hulk. And they're both like super pissed. Hulk's trying to grab him off. Wolverine's using his speed. And then the red ring shows up. But they're both filled with rage, but only one ring showed up. Basically, for me, the winner gets the ring. And I'm going Hulk all day. But some of you think Wolverine would win. I mean, you can say that, but I think he'd also be a good choice for red. But in my story, Wolverine is getting bodied by the Hulk, and Hulk's getting the red ring. Now, for orange, we're going to do orange next. Orange is greed. I don't think there's anyone greedier than the Collector in Marvel. I think the Collector is an easy pick. And I know I didn't want to do too many easy picks, but I just can't think of anybody I'd pick over the Collector for the Orange Lantern. So I'm going Collector for orange. Next we got the Star Sapphires, which is violet. Love. So you have to remember, in DC, the entity for the Star Sapphires is the Predator. So they don't usually go people who are in love. They go for people who are in love and like not receiving it back, and like they have like that very like, it's not a good love. It's like a very like overdoing it, like you're gonna be mine and no one else's. They usually do it like that, like a bad love. So it's the so my choice would be well, little, what do you call it? I can't think of the word, but it's the we'll give it the runner-ups. I thought about going maybe like Scott or Jean Grey, because they never actually get to be happy and stay together for long. And then I was like, I don't like that choice too much. And then I thought maybe Thanos, because his whole point is he wants to get death, but she won't. Well, in the comic books, she won't pay him any mind. And thought a couple other people, but I ended up going with the Enchantress. The Enchantress is a Thor villain whose whole gimmick is she can make you fall in love with her and do whatever she wants. And basically she can get anybody she wants, except for Thor, who is the only man she actually wants, who doesn't get with her. Now, I don't know, I'm not a Thor fan at all. Actually, I don't even like Thor as a character. I like the Mighty Thor, which is Jane Foster Thor. She's the best Thor. Fight me. But to my knowledge, at least in the comics, I don't think they actually stay together. They might have messed around a couple times, but Thor does not want to be with her. So I think she would be a perfect candidate for the Star Sapphires. Now, for the Yellow Lantern Corps, which is Fear. Sinestro Corps, Fear, it's yellow. My choice here is an obvious one, but I guess you can argue. I had a couple runner-ups. I had Red Skull as a runner-up just because he's a tyrant. I had a couple other people, but I wanted to pick somebody like, and I know I don't have all the characters unlocked. It's okay. I'm gonna go with. Okay, I was gonna go Doctor Doom because he's like the villains, where like even the other villains know like don't mess with Doctor Doom. Like it's to the point where he's usually in charge of the villain squads whenever they actually team up. And he's taken over the universe multiple times. He's become God several times. He's like, it's Doctor Doom. But he was my choice up until maybe yesterday. I'm gonna go with Nightmare. Now a lot of y'all may not know who Nightmare is, but Nightmare is the ruler of the dream dimension. Oh, the nightmare dimension actually. Where he haunts and tortures people. He gives you nightmares. Like he's the guy to thank for nightmares in the Marvel universe. So I can't think of anyone else who would be let's go on Doctor Strange for Nightmare. I can't think of anyone else other than, well, I can think of other people, but I think Nightmare, he gives you nightmares. Like that's his whole thing. Like fear is his thing already. So he's like an evil like entity. I'm not even gonna say entity. I'm not sure, but he's a Doctor Strange villain. So I'm gonna go with Nightmare. I was gonna pick Doom, but we're gonna go with Nightmare. All right, Groot. Well, I already said it. So the White Lanterns, which is life. Couple options here. I was gonna go. We got Man Thing, who's like plants and all that stuff, but they did that in DC with Swamp Thing already. There's a couple people who could fit in here, but I want to go with a Groot because I think it'd be interesting. I'm just picturing Groot hanging out with Rocket, and the White Lantern ring just shows up. It doesn't really say anything, no words. It shows up, and you just hear, "What the flark is that?" And Rocket's just, and Groot's just looking at it, and they're just like inspecting it, but not really doing anything. And then you just see Groot like quietly just look at it lovingly, kind of start reaching towards it. Rocket's like, "Don't touch that, we don't know what it is." And then Groot just has like little leaflets like growing on his finger. He quietly looks up lovingly, touches it, and just says, "I am Groot." And he gets the White Lantern ring because he understands what it is. Okay, so for Black, Black was a little rough for me because I didn't know what to pick for some of these. We are gonna go with, I wanted to pick like maybe like Green Goblin or Carnage, or there's a bunch of killers in Marvel, but I wanted to go, I decided to go with Ultron. Ultron gets the Ring of Death for me because his whole thing is he wants to make the human race extinct. And in some of the like Age of Ultron and stuff, he succeeds in some of the stories. So for me, I think Ultron is a good pick because he doesn't have any feelings, even though he kind of does, but he's just like a death machine for humans. So we're gonna go with Ultron because he wants to just wipe us out. And to my knowledge, hopefully I didn't miss any rings. I said green, blue, red, orange, sapphire, fear, black, white. Okay, we got one left. Oh, alright. Ultraviolet, purple. So how their ring works is it's compassion. So it's not what you think. It's not people who have great compassion. They basically take evil people, enslave them like to the ring, to the core, and then they basically flip-flop them where they just repent for everything they've done. And so basically the more heinous and evil you are, the stronger lantern you're going to be for the ultraviolet, because they just take your mind over. And now my pick is I had some people here, but I chose to go with Carnage because Carnage is nuts. He kills people for fun. He just likes doing it. He's not like other people where like Green Goblin got the super soldier serum, and they're like, we'll just say super soldiers. I don't remember what it is. That messed him up. He went crazy after that. Carnage was that person before he got the symbiote. Like Cletus Cassidy, he's a piece of shit human being. So we're gonna go with Carnage because I think he's like, he's maybe not the most evil, but like he's up there. He's just a terrible person. He likes killing people. He's murderous. I think him flip-flopping and basically being like another Spider-Man with ridiculous powers and seeing his path of repent once the ring gets him. But I also think like he's crazy enough to fight it, and maybe like flashes of his like evil will come through here. But like when somebody like, I think Spider-Man would eventually like, he doesn't like once he figures out what the ring does, he's not gonna believe that Carnage is a good person in the beginning, right? But once he figures out what the ring does, he's not gonna stand for it. He's not gonna let this ring just keep Carnage, even though Carnage is evil. And he's gonna get it off. And once he does, Carnage is gonna be pissed that he was enslaved, and he's gonna go on a rampage and murder everybody. So I don't think I missed any lanterns. Hopefully not. But those are my picks. You're more than welcome to argue my comments. I mean, argue my opinions in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, and that is my pick for who I think would get what in the Marvel Universe. Thank you.